All right, we're back here with the Tecmo Super Bowl 1999 mod as we continue on with our Oakland Raiders run. We're going to play Washington this week, and we suffered our first Tecmo Super Bowl loss last week, but obviously the mod is a little difficult, so it looks like the computer is smart in who they throw it to, and it looks like it has speed turned up. You go back and watch those kickoffs from last week, especially like towards the end of the game where we kicked it away to them. Like that Denver returner was absolutely flying out there on returns, and I have never even heard of that guy. So he was out there looking like Percy Harvin. Irving Fryer coming back. Not great for us. Not great that Irving Fryer's coming back. It's the Raiders and the Redskins. Oh, in the snow. Let's get excited, folks. And the C words will return it. Michael Husted. Probably one of the only people on this team that we know. Brian Mitchell, maybe the most prolific kick returner in NFL history. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So yeah, again, we don't blitz. We're not gonna blitz with our player. Just probably gonna try and play the game legit. Oh, thank goodness. That guy held on for dear life there. A 1-yard gain for the Redskins. Big third down here on the first drive. We'll play action. And see, there's that. It's just when there's a player open like that, there's really not much you can do. We just kind of have to be committed to stopping the run, and I'm not sure what the plan is. If there is anything that can even be done when a player is open like that. I mean, I'm picking pass plays. So, you know. Oh boy, we're in trouble. It does seem a little unfair, doesn't it? How they're going to throw it to a open player each and every single time. They're the Raiders' first possession of the night after giving up a touchdown there. Go, Tim Brown! We did not get many rushing yards last week with our boy Napoleon Dynamite Kaufman. Napoleon! Okay, we broke away from that one. You know, we were looking pretty good. I was looking with my camera. He slipped in the snow. Rich Gannon to Jet. Good block. I had to practice some patience here, I guess. Gannon threw a few interceptions last week. Okay, let's take a look at the stats. Rich Gannon, 1 run for 9 yards. No way! So now we had to kick a field goal because we couldn't get a yard. And so for the second week in a row, Michael Husted puts a field goal through as the Raiders try and sneak their way into the playoffs. Certainly an uphill battle. Look, you already see how fast Mitchell's going. All right, guys. Let's get some guys downfield. Uh-oh. What? What? He did it. We did the pass animation, we did the pass sound, and then he just... I guess that's a run. It didn't give us the sack animation. What a weird play. A fumble, but of course it goes out of bounds. Brad Johnson and Steven Davis. Blitz is on Johnson under pressure. And Travion Smith, who had the sack last week, a couple big plays last week, gets that one there. I'll bring out the punt team on 4th down. And Travion. Now Travion Smith. He'll be back to block on this punt. Oh, a very short kick. And Copeland returns it for a 1st down. Great field position for the Raiders. To Jet, and a Jet. They use that good field position to get into the end zone for a touchdown. James Jet. Husted puts the point after in. Uh-oh, Brian Mitchell. Looks like he may have been hurt on that kick return. Being helped off the field. And they're not going to bring in Darryl Green. They'll bring in Thrash. Okay, very confusing play. Why is Steven Davis so fast? And I think that's also pretty good example of this mod and the issues you can have with it. I don't think Steven Davis was known for being a fast guy. Nine yards. 4 wide receivers out for Johnson. And he decides to keep it. Not a sack, mind you. Don't want to confuse people. That is not a sack. 4 receivers out. And then he'll keep it again. 4th down. And they're going to kick a super long field goal. This will be 60 yards if they can get it to go. And they do not. No good. Now 37 seconds left. Raiders with the ball near midfield. Derek Smith with the sack takes 16 seconds off the clock, as most sacks do. Man, I knew it. Tell you what, though, we caught a break there, as they don't get points off of it. And really, anytime they're covered, that's an interception. So, 9 yards for Gannon on 1 run. As the Raiders just try and duct tape and paperclip their way through this one right now. Like a Copeland. A 23-yard return that felt like it took forever. Why would future MVP Rich Gannon have such a bad throw on a curl route? Huh? Tim Brown goes up and gets that one. And now he's got one man to beat it to the end zone. Tim Brown, touchdown. Again, though, not a great throw for Rich Gannon, but Tim Brown goes up and grabs it. Brings it in. Thrash back receiving the first kick of the day for him. He'll bring it out. Now this Raiders defense will come out up 17-7. Single back. He'll get the carry. Immediately brought down after a gain of 3. 3:20 left to go here in the third. Single back formation again, 3 receivers out. This one's going to be a fake. Irving Fryer, who just came back, and that pass broken up by Charles Woodson. Now again, it was the lackluster punt from Turk earlier that set up the Raiders with great field position. This time, Turk gets a good boot into this one. That'll send Copeland back. He'll only get 9 there. The Raiders back out on the field for offense. Good block up front. Nice little move there from Napoleon Kaufman. 7 yards on first down. Give him 8, folks. That play's a struggle. So the Raiders unable to get anything there on that drive. And Luis Aragouz kicks this one away. And what a boot it is by Aragouz, pushing him all the way back to the 5. And Thrash, who just had to check in with Brian Mitchell going down, gets a 26-yard return, though, out of it. 32 seconds left here in the third. Single back set usually means a run. This time it is not, though. Brad Johnson looked like he was going to run that ball in the very last possible second. Flips it out there to Irving Fryer. 17-7 after 3. Oakland out in front. 9 rushing yards for Napoleon Kaufman now as he has tied Rich Gannon. We got ourselves a runoff. 18 yards between the two running runners. It's going to go right over the middle. There's just nothing you can do on that one when they're that wide open like that. One running back in the backfield. Woodson makes the play. Now 4 wide receivers out for Brad Johnson. But no, it's going to be a run. And they get a shoulder pad on Davis, but nobody else able to collapse. With 2 blockers out front, not much Charles Woodson can do there, and Stephen Davis flies into the end zone as fast as humanly possible. One would have to believe that Stephen Davis was akin to Barry Sanders with speed like that. Let me tell you who's not fast. Napoleon Kaufman. And I kind of remember him not being terrible. .348 left to go here in the fourth. The Raiders nursing a 3-point lead. And just like that, the Raiders find themselves down by 4 back-to-back touchdowns from Washington. Fumble return, 4-6. And now things are a little more dire and desperate for Oakland. How are we sailing that one up? Ricky Dudley. No way. No way. It's crazy, man. Why don't we catch the frickin' ball? You threw it right at us. You throw it to an open receiver every time. And the one time you don't, we can't get that interception? It's kind of crap. They jumped up and caught it. My guy was open. He just jumped up and caught it. A short kick again on the punt. Oh. Huge tackle there. 50 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. And Rich Cannon adds to his rushing yard total with 8 more. 33 seconds left. $16 seconds left. Dudley into the end zone with 3 seconds left on the blitz play. Unbelievable. Absolutely. Go back and watch that touchdown. I am holding my breath. Oh, man. Now all we have to do is stop James Thrash from a big return. He'll field it at the 5. And has brought down the Oakland Raiders. Snatch defeat. Or excuse me, victory from the jaws of defeat. Gannon 17 yards, but a 202 through the air, including a touchdown with 3 seconds left to go to Ricky Dudley. We almost lost 2 in a row here in Tecmo Super Bowl. We'll take a look at the standings here. I wish they'd just show like the actual playoff bracket, yeah. The Colts firmly out in front, 6-6 there. And then middle, 5-7 with Baltimore. And so the Raiders at 4-7, we move up. 6-6, the third playoff spot. So not out of the realm of possibilities for the Raiders to get in. They could finish 9-7. We just got to win some games. We got the Dolphins this next week coming up. And the Dolphins are 4-8. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, exciting game. We get the win. We'll take it. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Just enjoy your YouTube experience. We'll be back next week, riding this momentum from this Oakland Raider win and see if we can continue it on and make the playoffs. Thanks for watching. This has been a presentation of Allen Farm Gaming.